Generally speaking, what's new in the Lou? Yo, I'm KB. Y'all know what's up. I'm with somebody today who has a tremendous story. You know, somebody I've been wanting to interview for a very long time, man. We've been chopping it up, and we finally made things happen. So, everybody, I want to introduce you to Anthony Taylor. What's going on, my brother?
Everything doing good, man. Just grateful to be able to, man, hang out with you today, man, and glad that we was able to get a chance to sit down and have a conversation.
You an amputee now, you know what I'm saying? You had your leg removed due to a situation that happened over a year ago?
Yeah, man, let me kind of just get into it, man. I was shot up 5 times last year, man, just kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Living in St. Louis and just how things happen, man, getting caught in the crossfire, I just happened that the bullets just had my name on them that night. You know what I mean? Just woke up and they told me, you know what I mean, something about some phantom pain, and I realized the leg was gone.
Right. Well, then from this situation happening, you started your organization called AmpConnections.
Yeah, man. So AmpConnections was just a platform, man, to kind of let other amputees know, man, there's people out there that really care, that really love you, man, to give you an opportunity to share your voice, man, so you don't be 20 years later talking about you didn't have nobody that went through the same emotional trauma and all those things, or depression. And so, man, I didn't want nobody to feel like I felt when I came home. Nobody in the family was an amputee, so they really didn't know what I was feeling. So I decided, man, I wanted to have a platform. I wanted to be able to be there for somebody else if they could go through their journey, man, and have somebody real they can hit up.
Most definitely, I feel that. Before we get into what led up to AmpConnections, just go through me like where you from as far as like within St. Louis, and just describe to me how was your upbringing coming up in the city of St. Louis.
So, man, I was born and raised on the west side. So, I mean, my uncle was Kenny Moe, so I grew up.
Shout out west side.
You know what I mean? I grew up in the city, man. I'm a St. Louis native, man. Emerged to the north side, stayed on Foreland and Newstead, and went to Yemen and graduated from Beaumont, man. And today, man, I'm an accountant. I graduated from St. Louis Community College, man, which I'm proud of, with a business degree. Then I just graduated from UMSU with an accounting degree. So I'm an accountant and working on my CPA license as we speak, man. So, man, even though your upbringing is one thing, man, don't mean that you got to stick to where you at. So if you out here thinking like, man, damn, he came from some of the areas I'm from, man, don't let that area confine you to where you at, man. Make a difference and get up out of them areas, man, and make something different for yourself.
Most definitely. And then like just speak on like how many years combined of schooling that you did.
Man, I'm gonna say this. I've been in school the last 10 years, so man, I mean, everybody's journey is gonna be different. But at the same time, man, if that's not your avenue of going and trying to pursue a degree, then you at the end of the day, I would say this: get something for you.
Now, you a father, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So how did you balance going back and forth with school, work, and you know what I'm saying, just family life?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I had a balanced family life, but man, their mothers was great, man. They helped me, you know what I mean, as I figure out the path and tried to be that stand-up man to lead the way to be able to be the provider for the family. But for the most part, man, it was days that I struggled with it. So you just gotta figure out your inch, man. Don't be taking 5 or 6 classes knowing you got a family and you got a job to go to. So you gotta find that balance and find what works for you.
Most definitely. You went for accounting. Was accounting something that you always wanted to take up? You always been a numbers guy?
Man, I was good in math, but man, the way I snuck up on accounting was debits and credits, man. I say this story even in interviews, man. It was just amazing to me. All my life I thought a debit was a credit card or a card that you get, and a credit card was something you try to build your credit with.
Right.
So when I found out about it, man, it was like I was intrigued. I'm like, man, you actually can balance the books, and this how a company operate. And so that's what made me fall in love with being the process of learning accounting.
What it's been like working for that place, you know, that environment, you know, you speak highly of them from what I see and from what you post.
Hey man, Cooper's Hawk, man, have been the life of me, man. They have given me a different perception. They gave me something to live by and some principles that they care about people they different and we celebrate, we have fun. I seen those core values in me, man, and that's the reason I've been here with this family for the last 10 years, just striving to do something better and actually, you know what I mean, that keep me coming back every time I'm in here. Like, Cooper's Hawk have, man, been nothing but supportive, man. That's all they're a great organization and they've been real supportive of my journey.
Right, because I seen like they was supporting you real heavy when you was going through your situation. You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you if I don't know how much you want to speak on it, but what led up to you getting shot 5 times and ultimately you losing your leg?
Shit, man, I guess it was just one of those nights. It was a shootout, I guess, man. I can't really give you the details, man. I just tried to break back to the car, man. You know what I mean? Like I say, when they say bullets don't have names on, I guess they had my name that night. You know what I mean? I tried to duck cover, but they was steady coming. So you know what I mean? When when something steady coming for you, and you thinking you taking cover, man, at that point, man, you got to turn it over to somebody bigger than you, the creator, man. When nobody out there with me that night, I mean, I ain't one of them cats that ride around with these guns and stuff in the car, so they couldn't say I was a part of something or because I was leaving work that night, so so it just, you know what I mean, some situations, man, I'm gonna be honest with you can't explain, so
can't control, none of that.
Yeah, so I can't, man. I wish I could say, man, yeah, this how it happened, but it just be that way, man.
Right. I want to know, like, when the bullets is coming at you, you know what I'm saying, it happened like you said, it happened just out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, so like what was just going through your head, you know what I'm saying,
I'm gonna say this, man. When you live in the city of St. Louis, you desensitize yourself from gunshots, because you used to hearing it.
Yeah, it's the norm.
So you don't think that it's close, because you used to hearing this. Some nights you just go to sleep to that. That's the music. Right,
because I remember we was a couple years back, man. We was playing kickball out by the west side, and the situation happened after we was done, and where somebody was shooting. Like just like that. It happens.
It just happened. Yeah, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
You just think, man, nah, this normal. But I think we gotta stop thinking about what's normal.
Right. And think about what's right, what needs to be corrected.
Yeah. So.
For sure. How long did it take for the ambulance to get there to you? You know what I'm saying? And then just go through it. What was that whole process like?
I'm gonna be honest, man. That seemed like I was in there, like they was just right there. Like I say, man, it's a creative thing, man. And so I just felt like everything happened, and I was in the hospital. I was going through surgery. I mean, I don't know how many days I was in a coma or none of that. I just woke up and it, you know what I mean? It just, you know what I mean? My gear was there and my granny, you know what I mean? People was talking to me, but I was out of it.
Besides your leg, where else were you shot at?
I was shot in the stomach, the right foot, the groin, and then up in the thigh area.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Man, I'm going to be honest, I guess when you hit that many times, whatever they do, you be grateful that they do it.
You're right.
So I can't really say they dumb you down and all that. I'm going to be honest, man, whatever they did, I didn't really notice nothing until I went through a few surgeries. I was actually up and they was giving me stuff and talking to me then, but in the beginning, I won't even sit and fake with you and be like, oh man, this is what they do.
Right, because I want to know, like, this leading up to like, so what led to the decision of you actually saying, okay, like my leg got to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that whole procedure and process like?
So my grandmother made the decision. At that time I was out. My grandmother made the decision on everything. They was calling her and she was making all the decisions. And once I finally actually got in tune with everything, then, you know what I mean, my girl was making some decisions, but then I started, once I was sound enough and able enough to be able to start making decisions with myself, then when I started making decisions about, I got to do something different. Man, I'm here now, like, I got to be a father back to my kids. I got to be this leader. I got to take on a new role in life because, man, he saved me for some.
So when you woke back up, it was gone. The leg was gone.
Yeah, it was gone. I ain't even know. I still didn't know. So it was like a pain that went down my leg, like a sensation. They call it phantom pain. And that's how I knew it was gone because I couldn't move it. I was like, you know what I mean? And so then I had like a cast on my right foot. So, you know what I mean? They didn't really tell me and walk me through the process. It was something I found out on my own. And so that was even more trauma because I'm steady taking all these drugs and everything, but.
Right.
Yeah, so man, it was a little crazy, man, but they saved me.
How was it trying to adjust back to life as far as like with the family and, you know, and then you was just, before we got on the camera, you was just saying now like how a lot of people was hating on you about the situation or just saying hateful things about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you know, people had their opinions, man, yeah, you know, like, man, when any tragedy happen, you know, people try to force you to be somebody you not, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you ain't no pusher, you ain't no killer and all that, man, don't go out here being it, man. Find closure for you, man, you know what I mean? Yeah, people gonna say, man, you a lame, you a coward, but man, it take a man, to live this life. And when you start letting other people try to dictate how you live your life, man, then you become what they call a crash dummy or whatever that it may be to be suitable for that lifestyle, man. You got to make a decision that's going to be sound for you that you can live with. And that's how I started to find clothes.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man, because if you don't find no clothes, it's gonna eat you up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to enjoy life.
Nah, man, you ain't going to be able to go back to work. You're going to be in that thing they call depression.
Right. Because
and then you're going to be trying to commit suicide, man, and take your own life when somebody already tried to take your life.
You're right, because it, like, how many, like, as far as, like, how many months, like, mentally did it take for you to just to get over the whole situation? Because, you know what I'm saying, I heard you speaking on, like, you gotta get over the depression, you gotta get over the hump, you gotta live life. So how long did it take you to actually get through, like, just to understand, like, I'm alive, I'm still here, I got another chance?
Well, I'm gonna say this, man, it's every day, man. You know what I mean? I can't say that you know what I mean, you just cope every day, but the process, you know what I mean, that I started to do was like, I mean, when I finally got home, it was a gratitude to be back in my own place after sitting and laying in the hospital for 2 months. So, I mean, but it's every day. You know, I'm healing every day.
Right, you say 2 months.
Yeah, so 2 months, yeah.
Now we leading up to AmpConnections. You know what I'm saying? So just go through the whole process of how that began. When I got my prosthetic, you know, I've been following a motivational speaker called James, man. He was just like, man, I see so much potential in you. And he was like, man, you need to get on some media. You need to do this, you need to do that. And so I was just like, man, I ain't no media cat, man. I am who I am. And so I was just like, I was trying to put other people on media. I'm like, man, I'll get behind you, you know what I mean? I'll sponsor you and all that. But then people I was dependent on, man, they weren't coming through. It was like normal. Right. And so that's how AmpConnection happened. Right. Now, what's some things that you got going on with AmpConnections as far as within the community?
So what we doing right now in the community, man, what I do mostly, I talk to patients, man. I go in the hospital and I kind of talk to them to give them hope, to kind of tell them about the things that I learned through my journey. So one of the things, man, they rate you on a K level. So this K level is how you need to perform in like physical therapy and occupational therapy so you can get the prosthetic that you need. So for myself, I'm a K4, meaning that I'm able to run, walk again, and you can get these legs that be able to support your lifestyle. But if you do nothing, and whatever you put in this occupational therapy, you getting evaluated. And so that's what you're gonna get. You'll be a K2 where you just get you something that's get you back and forth through the house. So I got a microprocessor knee, which is a computerized leg. So it operates just like my normal leg. So when it's in swing space, it allowed me to be able to move and do the things that I need to do.
Wow, because that's amazing, man. As far as like how far technology has come, you know what I'm saying? So where you able to still live the life that you kind of was living before, you know what I'm saying? Able to still, you know, I'm pretty sure you still get down on that court, you know.
I'm trying to make something happen. I got a few cats that's been calling me out that I'm looking to get.
Yeah, and then I like the fact that you speak on people not being like, people need to stop being bitter about their situation, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people that probably go through stuff such as cancer and they can't deal with the fact like say if all the cancer is in their leg, just dealing with the fact like, okay, man, I got to get my leg removed. Like, I can't do what I want to do, what I used to do, but they don't know like it's things in place for that, such as the K program you was just speaking on. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, if you if you just sit around and do nothing, they're gonna give you what they give you. You know what I'm saying? Based on your evaluation and performance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just elaborate on the fact about people not being bitter and just taking their life into another 360.
So man, when you sit and be bitter about stuff, it's like feeling sorry for yourself, man. One of the things that I say is this, man, people forget what you went through. They only see where you at. So with that being said, man, when the person see what you're doing and where you at, they want to support you. But when they see you being bitter, they want to talk about you and lead you there. Because nobody wants you to drain their energy.
Right.
So when you get up and perform and you perform at the highest level, man, it allows you to be able to live that life.
Right. Because nowadays, suicide rates and depression rates is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you speak on when you get around people that's amputees now, or just even the kids.
So, man, with depression this is how I deal with depression. Depression, I say, is getting up and doing something. I knew I had to come back to work and go back to school because it helped my mental capacity. It don't allow me to think about my amputation. I knew I wanted to be around people to talk stuff and say, man, bro, you got that fake robotic leg on, and I can laugh with them and then I can joan back. I wanted to feel human again. Yeah. I didn't want to be in a house locked into some walls where I got to say, man, I'm an amputee, I can only go here to there. No, I had to break that cycle.
Right.
So, you know what I mean, man, if you out and you doing stuff, it allows you not to be depressed or not be suicidal or not try to think of things of what happened to you last year, because this is what I'm doing now. I'm accomplishing things. And
you using your social media platforms just to spread awareness about it as well. You know what I'm saying? So just speak on a little bit more of that real quick.
Yeah. So the way I do it on social media, man, I just kind of, whatever's on my heart, I be wanting to be authentic. I don't want to be writing nothing down or preparing for something, man, because when I give you me, that's what I'm giving you. When I begin to start writing things down, then it ain't me at that moment. It's my thoughts. This me something I thought about, and then I had an opportunity to kind of play with it to make it sound good for you. But when I start giving you me, and you see the authentic of me, man, that's how I want people to meet me. I don't want you to meet me when I done thought about how I'm going to do this or do that, because then I became with a plan. But when I just straight give you me, then that's what make the difference.
Yeah, definitely, man. You want that real authentic you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that chase just the clout, you know what I'm saying, instead of just trying to spread the message. You know what I'm saying?
So, man, like I said, man, I just want people to be able to see, man, you can live life with no limitations and with a new norm. Last year, man, like a lot of people, went through a lot of things behind this situation. You don't know as many people care about you until you go through something. And then when them same people, when you going through, and even after you get through it, support you, man, that mean the world to me, man. And that's why this would make me put my prosthetic on every day. This would make me go hard every day. It's because of those people, man. Because I know, man, that they care about me, they love me, and so, man, it make me go harder.
Most definitely. So what's some things you got coming up as far as with your organization?
So the next event that we have coming up is November 4th to be amped up, which will be at Premier Prosthetics. So a little support group, just a meet and greet, man, just to kind of put people in a positive space. I'm working on November 1st. I got my own, open up all my social platforms to kind of talk about the book I have written, 5 Ways to Heal from an Amputation, and kind of how I feel to be shot, and then where I'm at today. We got a lot of events coming up, so, man, November 19th, we at the St. Louis Public Library with the Health and Fairness to kind of educate people how to heal from an amputation.
Now, with your situation happening in your life, moving in a whole nother direction, if this didn't happen, where do you think you would be right now in life? You know what I'm saying? Just mentally,
man, I was doing things before the incident happened, so, I probably still be on the strive of, being in an accounting firm. I always help people, so, it just was quite natural for me. I'm a people's person with my personality, so, I think I still kind of be on the same kind of success, it allowed me to be more humble than arrogant, because it's just one of those things, man, when you out here get money, man, it's something money do to you. Now that I gained life again after almost losing my life, I don't really care about money. It's the least of the things that I care about, man. My biggest thing is, man, if I could touch one person from my story and help them begin to think about what they trying to do with their life, man, then I can sleep at night. And having all that money or saying I'm getting to the bag, man, that don't mean nothing to me no more, man, because my life was almost taken.
Right, because you can't take none of it with you when you're gone.
Yeah, man, so that's my biggest thing.
Hell yeah, man. Just looking back at the situation, man, like, would you change anything different, you know? Well, you said you was coming home from work, leaving work?
Yeah, but like I said, man, I wouldn't change, man. You know what I mean? I'm grateful. I'm glad it happened, man, to me. And I'm grateful for it, man, because it allowed me to learn about me. I was 37 years old, man. I learned how to walk again, man. When people ask me what's my greatest accomplishment, learning how to walk again.
Wow, like how long did that process take, though? Whew.
Man, so like I said, man, to get the leg built and everything, considering I want a normal situation, normally take 6 to 8 weeks for your wound to heal. Okay. It took me almost 3 months. So I ain't getting no prosthetic till March. I learned how to walk in June. I came back to work August 1st. And I went back to school August 1st. I started everything, man. In the last 4 months, 3 months, I have accomplished a lot. Just completed a 5K walk, 3.5 miles, so.
Okay, and you got you say you got a 5K walk coming up, right?
I just completed it.
Just completed it.
Yeah, so I finished it, man. Okay. And like I say, man, anything you put your mind to, man, and you believe it, you can see it, you can do it.
Oh, man, that's amazing. And then I like the fact that you speak on your supporting cast up at Cooper's Hawk. You know, I just want you to just elaborate a little bit more on it. And you wanted a certain somebody to come just to speak.
Yeah, I just want her to really come in and talk about last year, man, the emotions, man. When I first came back to work, like, just want her to just kind of, you know what I mean, just because it allowed me to heal and be able to say, man, look, man, this thing is real, man. You know what I mean? To be back here, to let her see her smile and to show what we doing now, having fun and enjoying the moment, and you know what I mean, just to be able to hear her, how she felt when she found out the news, man. I think that's huge. You know what I mean? Because I don't think a lot of people listen to when people find out something, how it affect them. We always talk about, man, they hit home. But man, it ain't hit home for me. It happened to me. So it's a difference. Man, because if it ain't personally to you, it have a different effect because you can get away from it. It's just like having kids, man. When you have kids, man, you can't send them nowhere else. You got to watch them.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you don't have kids, it's your nieces and nephews, man, you can send them wherever you need to send them because you're not responsible.
Right.
So when I go home at night, man, I got to take her this leg. Yeah, it hit home for you, but man, you can still hop up out the bed. I got to take my time and make sure everything's feeling good. And then I'm gone, but I'm grateful for that moment because I almost didn't have it.
Yo, that's real talk right there, man.
So.
For sure.
Hi, my name is Lindsay. I am the GM here at Cooper's Hawk Winery Restaurants in Town and Country, Missouri.
Well, I just want to speak on where were you at when you heard the news about Anthony and how did it affect you? What was your first thoughts?
Well, I don't want to cry about it while I'm sitting here with him, but because I love him so much. But I think that when I heard it, it was just like, I can remember the morning and everything that happened. We were actually all in the office. It's very emotional. My whole management team was very upset, personally just scared and worried. Because at that point, I think that it was very real.
Right.
And when I got the call, I think that it took a lot to process it, I think. And now, you know, looking forward, that was very scary. Probably as a GM and as a leader in a building, in a restaurant, that was the first time I've dealt with something that heavy. And having to lead, you know, over 100 people to follow all that and really be there for everyone. So it's...
What it's like having Anthony back around.
Well, I don't cry anymore when I see him, but I used to cry all the time.
Yes.
But I think that he is very important to Cooper's Hawk and Town and Country, just Cooper's Hawk in general. He doesn't give up. I mean, he's a miracle. I would say our miracle here.
Most definitely.
But he is family. I think that it is also like very moving for people that are going through the world is. Everyone says the world is crazy right now. So I think that even speaking with him and like talking with him, I think it can shed some light on some situations.
Yeah, that's great. Now, I want to also ask, what are the plans for you guys down the line as far as like with Cooper's Hawk and everything else you got going on?
Oh, well, we're continuing to grow. I mean, we're very busy, over 50 locations now. I think that it's amazing that we have 2 in St. Louis area. So we have Town and Country, and we also have St. Peter's, and they opened another one in Lee Summit, and we have Kansas City, Missouri. So 4 in Missouri is pretty amazing. Really just getting ready for us. We're getting ready for the rest of the year. So the last 12 weeks of the year will be very busy, and we have him here, and that's what matters. And I think that count our blessings for sure every day is what we say.
Sounds great. Well, I'm glad that you were able to give us a couple of minutes, just to speak on what Anthony has meant a lot as far as to you and the Kubaha community. So I just want to say I wish both of you the best. Anthony, keep on striving, keep on spreading that message, and like I said, I wish the best for you, my brother.
Yeah, and I think also even like wine club members and guests are all ask about him all the time. That is definitely, they want him to wait on him. They want to know his schedule.
Yes.
They want to know everything about him. So he is a true miracle. So we're blessed.
Most definitely. I appreciate both of you for coming on Generally Speaking. What's new in the Lou?
Yeah.